In this video, we are diving in the mesmerising Australian outback atmospheric sunsets. Ever wondered how some paintings glow with a captivating light from within? It's all about the underpainting. Join me as I reveal the secrets to preparing your panel or canvas, ensuring your sunset masterpiece radiates brilliance. Discover the essential technique that will make your artwork not just seen, but truly felt. If you are interested, stick around. In this case, we are painting on an MDF panel, which I have treated with the gesso, both sides. I also have two videos, separate videos, for how to make your own homemade gesso and how to prepare your MDF panel. So if you want to check it out, I got those videos available as well. I usually separate the sky with the painter's blue masking tape, and then I just prepare the blue sky from the top using the little bit more darker colors, and then the white, titanium white in the middle, and then I just blend it with the blending brush. And here I'm just tapping up those clouds using the crumbled paper or twisted paper in this case, and just adding up a little bit more Payne's Grey on the top, and then I just blend it with a soft brush. And here I'm just adding up with my palette knife a little bit more yellow in the middle, and then I just remove that blue masking tape off, and now I'm just adding up the orange colors on the bottom. And make sure you keep your yellow on the middle, and then you just blend it with the soft brush, and just leave it for next couple days to dry properly, and then we start the next layer. It's important to make sure that your painting is nice and dry. Because we've been using liquid original, it fastens up the drying time, and it keeps a nice flowing as well for the paint. And you're supposed to use only 10% of the per paint color. Because so I was using the crumpled paper, very tiny one, to tap those distant trees. And what I'm doing here is just tapping on the top to make it a little bit more softer, that is not so dark. And now I'm just putting the blue masking tape underneath a little bit, about 5mm, and then I'm tapping up those trees again. And what I'm doing here is just using your angle brush and just hardly touching the tree underneath, and it gives that bit of a earth shadows on the tree line. And again, just tapping up on the top the trees that you get a little bit more softer. And later on we're using transparent colors to give that little bit more color on the top, the tree lines. And here I'm just adding now burnt amber on my orange underpainting, and using a rough brush to get those twigs on field. And here I'm just using the paper to get the highlights, and even on the fields I just wipe it a little bit more highlights, and then I just using the soft brush to get a little bit more softer highlights. And again, I'm just fixing up the trees again, and using my little twisted piece of paper to get those my tree trunks in the distance. And that's easier, just do it while it's nice and fresh. Just adding up those the fence poles on along the road, and using my palette knife and fixing up with my little tool, paper tool as well, with my brush as well, to get more natural look. And while your painting is still nice and fresh, you can do the fence lines there. This time I tried to make it a little bit more straight, like I did the last painting. It was a little bit more crooked, but it's all natural look. So, and again, we just leave it for overnight to dry properly, and then we do the third layer, which is easier to do the house of the farm, and just using your angle brush to do the farmhouse. At first I'm using actually it was burnt sienna. And it's just transparent color, and I add a little bit more titanium white with it, but you can see it's still shining underneath those tree lines, so I have to use a little bit more raw sienna and titanium white, just adding the blue masking tape underneath the house makes it a little bit easier to get that you're not making too much mess underneath the house. And just adding up bit by bit with different darker colors, because it is all house, so it's just nice to add a little bit, contrast in colors, because it just makes it more real against the orange underpainting. And I suppose it's more contrast as well against the bright colors, and then you got the dark colors on the top of it. Somebody was asking me if you are using the reference photos to paint these paintings. I do sometimes, but sometimes I don't. It's called mindscape, subconsciously reflecting, subconsciously painting what you have seen in your travels or place. And what is good about these paintings, you just can create whatever you wanna. If you wanna add some trees, you can add some trees or twigs or whatever you wanna add. And it's just so free and relaxing to paint these sort of paintings. Of course, it's good to challenge yourself and try different things, but don't forget to experimenting things as well, and with the colors and transparent colors, because that's how you actually learn. All right, next day, I just wanted to add that windmill behind the house. Usually I do the windmill first, and then maybe a house would go on the top of it. But it just was missing something, so I just add this windmill. So this is actually fourth layer. So the painting has been dry a couple days, and you can use now the blue masking tape again, not to making too much mess for the house. So this windmill is behind the house. That's how I decided to do it. And just bit by bit, I just shape them with my dry brush as well. Just make sure your brush is clean when you shape it up like that, and then you can add up some darker colors on the top of the windmill or whatever you want to paint, and that's ready. And then I'm just setting up and detailing the farmhouse. So this is how you create atmospheric sunset very easily. So doing the underpainting very bright underneath, let it dry properly, and then you just paint your landscape on the top using transparent colors and opaque colors as well for your landscapes. So if you are been watching this video this far, I really appreciate your time, and you want to subscribe and thumbs up, I really appreciate for that. Thank you so much. See you next video. Bye now.